Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. Make sure you like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And today we are currently on day number 4 of the United States presidential election. And again, Donald Trump, it's not looking good for him in terms of the votes that are out there, but he is still going to try and fight this thing in the courts. He may be able to get some provisional ballots thrown out that were invalid in places like Georgia, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and he potentially could take the lead in Arizona. A lot of votes are left outstanding from Maricopa County. The math could be there. We'll have to wait and see. Either way, Fox was really dumb for calling Arizona when they did, because either way, it is going to go down the wire. It is going to be within 20,000 votes either way. And in terms of the election, a lot of people are asking me, where do we go from here? Because Donald Trump is not declared the winner. Joe Biden is not declared the winner, but the outstanding votes typically do favor Joe Biden right now. And my take on this is that we should demand a fair and transparent recount and audit, most importantly, audit of all key states, and Republican poll watchers must be present and Democrat poll watchers in every single precinct, and every invalid mail-in ballot and every ballot that arrived after November 3rd at the time of poll closings should be tossed out. Until that happens, there should not be any concession for Donald Trump. We got to keep fighting. I know it can be demoralizing, but you got to keep fighting and see what happens, because I truly do believe that Trump did win Wisconsin. There's a lot of irregularities in the state, and we'll see what happens. But either way, Donald Trump does have a pathway. If he somehow manages to flip Arizona, flip Georgia, and Wisconsin, 269, he can win in the House. We'll see what happens. But either way, this election has been a mess, but this video is not necessarily about the presidential election. Some people may find it out of place because people are demoralized. I'm trying to energize people a little bit more because there were a lot of bright spots for Republicans in this election, and nobody expected the Republicans to gain in the House and hold the Senate, except for me, that is. And it seems like Republicans have done just that, which is huge, because that means if Biden does end up edging out a victory, he's not going to be able to get anything done. So here are the results for the United States Senate. We're going to do a brief analysis today of the Senate and the House, and I'm going to explain to you why Republicans are in fairly good shape in terms of the down ballot races. And right now, Republicans have flipped one seat from Democrat to Republican, the seat of Alabama. That was expected. Democrats have flipped Arizona. Democrats have also flipped Colorado. Those two were also expected. And they did hold the state of Michigan, although I do have my skepticisms of what really went down there. James did lose by a tilt-D margin, which is exactly what I predicted, by the way. But there are some irregularities in Wayne County. I want an investigation. I want an audit. If those things can happen and we can get to the bottom of this and see the real vote counts, then yeah, I will accept a defeat. But we have to wait and see. I don't want to jump to conclusions. We got to stand behind our president and not pressure the president to concede, because that's what the left wants you to do. We can't do that. We can't be demoralized. We got to fight this metaphorically. But the bottom line is Republicans did extremely well down ballot. Democrats said that they were going to flip a bunch of seats on this map. They said they were going to flip South Carolina. The election mafia was so confident in South Carolina. Lindsey Graham won by 10%. He won by 258,000 votes. So that didn't happen. Democrats dumped millions, hundreds of millions into these seats that they could not win. Kentucky, Mitch McConnell, he won by 20 points. That's arguably one of his career best performances in the state of Kentucky. The state of Texas, John Cornyn won by roughly 10%, roughly what I predicted out of the state of Texas. Kansas, Roger Marshall, he beat Barbara Bollier by 12 percentage points in Kansas. Montana, Steve Daines won by not 1 point, he won by almost 11 percentage points up in Montana. Democrats couldn't get anything done. They also were very hopeful that they were going to flip the state of Iowa. Joni Ernst ended up winning the state of Iowa by 6 to 7 percentage points. It was a massive win for Joni Ernst in Iowa. And Susan Collins, nobody expected that she would win. I actually expected that she would win the first ballot, but I was skeptical of her prevailing in ranked choice voting. That's why I had the asterisk next to Collins in the margins chart. But Collins outperformed all polling, all metrics, all expectations, and she has won by 8%, and a lot of the vote that's actually outstanding that has not been counted is from the red areas here. Portland is pretty much all in, as well as Knox County. Every other county has voted for Susan Collins. Susan Collins has not lost a county since the 1990s. However, she did lose 2 counties here this election, but she barely lost one of them, and the other one she lost by just 16. Democrats needed to win Portland by a lot more than that, but it looks like Collins did fairly well, even in Maine's 1st district. So Republicans winning in Maine. North Carolina, Tom Tillis, that scandal. I predicted that it would hurt Cunningham because, again, Cunningham ran on decency. He had a track record that was not so decent. In North Carolina, 97% of the votes are reported. Tom Tillis actually did declare victory. He is outperforming Donald Trump in North Carolina. It is very likely that Tom Tillis is going to prevail over Cal Cunningham. Yet another prediction of mine that was against all the polling, the fundraising, the odds, but it still came into fruition. So Republicans are likely going to win North Carolina. Alaska, Democrats said that they were going to win Alaska. They dumped a lot of money into Alaska. Dan Sullivan currently leads by 31%. That is going to come down. A lot of the mail-in ballots have not been counted yet in the state of Alaska, but at the same time, he is more likely than not going to win it, especially going off of the results in places like Montana, a similar northwestern state Democrats thought would be extremely close, but this cycle, it wasn't. So Republicans are more than likely going to be at 50 seats. And there's going to be 2 runoffs in the state of Georgia. Historically, runoffs in the state of Georgia have massively favored the Republican Party. You saw it in the 2018 election. You saw it in the 2017 special election where Karen Handel ended up winning that seat in Georgia's 6th district. She lost it in 2018 and 2020. And especially if Biden wins, you can bet that Georgia is going to go red in both runoffs because more people will be inclined to put a check on the president in the state of Georgia. So ultimately, Republicans very well will end up with 52 seats in the Senate. Again, most Democrats were very hopeful that Democrats would get over 50 seats in the Senate. Some said 51, 52. That never came into fruition, and Republicans ended up holding the Senate. So again, if Biden tries to pass a lot of the legislation, Mitch McConnell is going to be the bulwark and stand against him, assuming Biden does win, which again is not a sure thing right now. But a lot of people are saying it is. So either way, Republicans will have a wing of Congress to push back on him. And in terms of potential court packing, it is going to be dead on arrival because of this. So again, another win for Republicans there. The Supreme Court is going to stay 6-3 for the foreseeable future. Now, as for the House races here, again, Democrats thought that they were going to gain 10 seats in the House in many instances, but that has not happened at all. Republicans have flipped 8 seats. Democrats finally, 3 days in, flipped Georgia's 7th, which is what I predicted would go blue, but it went blue barely, and that was with the state potentially being a lot closer than I originally anticipated. So Republicans swept the House down ballot in many instances. All of the seats that were rated as toss-ups, currently the Republican is leading in every single one of them except Utah's 4th, and there's still a good amount of vote left in the Utah's 4th district, so we're going to have to wait and see. But either way, Republicans did extremely well. They flipped a seat in Iowa. They potentially could flip another seat in Iowa. They could flip the delegation. Not only did they win Minnesota's 7th district, they won it by 13. Joe Cunningham lost his seat as I expected. Stephanie Bice defeated Kendra Horn as expected. Yvette Harrell prevailed in New Mexico as expected. And Republicans are up in many of the California districts so far, but I'm skeptical. Young Kim does lead by 3,000 votes, but we did know how that turned out last time, so I wouldn't get too excited right away. Michelle Parks Steele is winning in California's 48th, and David Valadeo has a lead in California's 21st, so it seems like those 4 flips, and Mike Garcia is winning as well, although it is very narrow. Those 4 flips, or the hold in the case of California's 25th that I anticipated could potentially come into fruition have. That is more good news for Republicans. So either way, they've got a very good chance at taking back the House in 2022. We really didn't think they had a chance before, but it seems like down ballot, Republicans did extremely well, winning pretty much every single seat that was in the toss-up column, as well as several others in the Democrats expected to win narrowly column. Texas is 23rd held. Democrats thought that they could flip up to 4 seats in the state of Texas. They haven't flipped any. There are some votes left out of the 24th district, so they could potentially win that one, but even so, it's not a guarantee. Republicans also flipping the 26th and 27th districts in Miami-Dade County. Republicans doing extremely well with Hispanic voters this election cycle. They flipped the 26th district as well as the 27th district. So a lot of the district level polling was abysmally off. Democrats currently have a lead in the generic ballot by just 1.2%. I do expect that to be expanded as more votes do come in from New York, Illinois, and California. But either way, down ballot, Republicans did fairly well and outperformed all expectations this election cycle. So either way, they had a little bit of a red wave down ballot, as I did predict, and they are in very good shape no matter what happens at the presidential level to take back the House and expand in the Senate in 2022. So we'll have to wait. We'll have to see what happens at the presidential level, but I did want to provide a little bit of hope either way to you guys in terms of the down ballot races. Looks like my predictions down ballot were 100% correct in the Senate, the House, and the governorships. We'll have to wait and see on the presidential level. A lot of shady things were happening during the counting, so we'll wait and see if there's going to be an audit or what happens, but don't lose hope. We're going to get through this together, guys. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Please like this video down below, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media, become a member, donate to the Patreon, or subscribe. Star links in description. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle, out.